Tita Edith was a happy person. If you close your eyes and look back, I bet the last time you saw Tita Edith, she was smiling. After school, I would go over to Tita Nora's house to see her, and the first thing she did every time she saw me was smile. She had the brightest smile out of everyone I knew, a smile that made you feel special. I would ask her how she felt, and she would always say, good, good, good. Always 3 times. We would then proceed on to talk about everything and nothing, the weather, how my day went, what she ate that day, about how school is important and I shouldn't slack off. Sometimes, I would bring my laptop with me and do my homework beside her. Whenever I glanced at her, she would either be reciting one of her memory verses or singing a hymn. Whenever I glanced at her, she would and whenever she caught my gaze, she would smile. A smile that said, I love you. About a week and a half ago, when I walked into her room and she didn't give me that delighted look she gives everyone who visits, I felt my heart drop. Tita Edith, I miss you, but I'm glad that you are now resting and at peace.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. My name is Janelle. I'm Ellen's daughter. Can you hear me all right? Yes. Oh, okay. All right. And she was my aunt. Last night, I prayed to God to help me write this tribute because I really could not put into words the years of wonderful memories I shared with Tita Edith. The video presentation last night reminded me of just how many good times we had together. She was there from the day I was born till the day I had my own child. She was my Sabbath school teacher, driving instructor, shopping buddy, nursing career advisor, and friend. Never a dull moment with Tita, that's for sure. It didn't take much to make Tita laugh. She would laugh at any joke you'd crack, even if it wasn't really funny. Bumismis nga, sabi nila. Yes, she loved to laugh. She will always be remembered by her signature smile. I know you all know that smile. I remember one day she took me shopping. We went to her favorite stores, Laura Petite and Melanie Lynn. She would try on outfit after outfit and would ask my opinion on each. If I said it was nice, she would say, okay, kunin ko yan, without even looking at the price tag. I looked down to check out the price tag and it was $100 top. I was like, man, when I start working as a nurse, I'm gonna be just like Tita Edith. A month ago, I sat beside her bed and had a conversation about what field of nursing I should go into. I told her I haven't quite found my niche area yet. She said, mag-ICU ka na lang. I told her, Tita, nakakatakot naman mag-ICU. Toxic mga patients dun, di ba? She said, hindi, madali lang yan, kaya mo yan. Tita talaga, lakas ng loob. Someone told my mom last night that she was the first female driver in her time in Rosario. Speaking of lakas ng loob, she would frequently say, gusto mo drive? Each time we went out together. She not only entrusted her life to me, but even her BMW car. I guess she just believed in me that much. I remember driving with her to places and we frequently got lost, even with a GPS. But somehow we would always be able to get to where we were supposed to go. I've never seen Tita Edith lose her cool or get mad. She was such a warm, loving person. I don't know the reason she was taken so soon. I don't know why she got cancer, and I don't know why it had to be her. Perhaps it will be a question I will ask God when I meet Him one day. Each time I leave for New York, I tell her, I love you, Tita, and I know she knows I do. I'll be sure to tell BBC of how much his Lola loved him. Thank you for the memories, Tita. You will be missed but never forgotten. We'll surely have a beautiful reunion with Lola and Lolo when that day comes. Till the day we meet again, rest peacefully in Jesus. We love you.
I'm not in the program, but I'm sneaking in the program. I am Melly's youngest daughter. I'm Lynn, and I wanted to share my thoughts of Tita Edith. The picture I have in my head when I remember Tita Edith in my memory as a child is her curly and wavy hair, dressed in printed flowy dress with the big bumblebee sunglasses, riding her red Brasilia. She was cool. She reminded me of, right now, she reminded me of the Charlie's Angels, or how the 70s female icon Farrah Fawcett may have looked like as a Filipino. I remember Tita Edith growing up in Rosario. I remember her walking around the house with her rollers and later on using her hair pick to style her hair. One of my early childhood memories of Tita Edith was when she I think she was in residency in Manila, and she would come home during either holidays or summer, and we would be in Rosario for either holidays or summer or weekend. But during those times when Tita Edith came home from college or med school, she would bring us samples of hospital things, either samples of baby formulas, and we would eat them with the little scoopers on it. And she would even bring us little packets of samples of Sustagen. I don't know if those nutritional supplements. And I can still distinctly taste the flavor of strawberries or vanilla. And it was a treat for me. And my brother and I would look forward to Tita Edith coming home. Now that I think about it, those pasalubongs really didn't come for free. We became the benefactor of her new acquired knowledge in medical school. With those supplements came along stethoscope, ophthalmoscope, otoscope, tendon hammer, tuning fork, and wooden tongue blades. I can still vividly remember Tita checking our reflexes using those triangular tendon hammers. My brother remembers Tita getting our ears squirted with water or some kind of oil to, clean out our ears with wax. And we became her subject of physical assessment while we ate all her sample pasalubongs. And when we got sick, we got the best health care and the first-class medication. I remember having fever and getting Tylenol suppositories administered by my aunt doctor. It was a symbiotic relationship. Tita got her patients, and we got our treatment and our treats. And after that, when she had finished, I just remember her leaving for Riyadh and working in Saudi. And I remember her coming home and bringing us pasalubongs. And I remember thinking when she had left, she had a dark complexion like me. And when she came back home one time, I saw how fair she was. Oh, Tita, meron pa pala akong pag-asa kasi I could still be as fair as you. Now, meeting her back in Canada, and we were in California, there are 5 traits that I remember her by. She was fun-loving, as you know. She always smiles. And I've never heard her say anything bad about a person, as we all know. She was adventurous. She always is the first one to try something, either food or style or any kind of activity. When we would go on cruises, especially the Mexican cruise, she had her hair cornrow braid style, because that's what she wanted to try. And she would try out all the clothes that are local from there. And food, she's the first one to try the food that's there. Tita Edith loves pretty things. She loves beautiful dresses, scarves, purses, shoes. She was always well-groomed. I remember her carrying around with her nail filer, and she would always have beautiful manicured nails and toes, always in some shade of red. And we all know that she loves children. When our families would meet, she always gravitated to the kids, our kids, now when we have kids. She loves playing with the girls. She always had an idea for their activity, and she would either play hide and seek with them or she would make up her games. Mia, my oldest, described Tita Edith as funny. She said she remembers her telling them stories about, and said, what stories did she tell you about? Stories about us. She told us stories about Mia, Lucy, Kyle, and that we were hiding from, anyway, she would make up her stories, she says. Tita Edith was a built-in babysitter. And she would go out to buy clothes for the kids, and she was very generous. Maybe a few years ago when we came, she brought us to Costco, and she said, go and get clothes for Lucy. And she did not just buy one dress. She had bought all the styles of dresses for her size. And you know that the kids are, taken care of when she's around. And Tita Edith, she loves God. When the sun is setting and Tita Nora says it's time to worship, Tita Edith will be the first one at the piano playing her hymns in her special chords. She had a special chord. It was 1 or 2 chords for the whole song. We would sometimes laugh about it because we'd sing along with her and she'd play the same chord throughout the whole song. But it didn't matter. She was praising and she was singing. If no one starts reading the lesson study, she'll start reading the lesson study from Sunday to the current day. And it could be a whole week's lesson. And not just that. She also had a lesson for the kids. She'll start singing songs for the kids, like, who has come to Sabbath school, Lucy? And she knows all the kids' songs. And she would have stories for them as well. Now fast forward to the recent time. 2 weeks ago, I was truly blessed to be able to visit Tita Edith during her last few weeks of life. Mom had told us 2 weeks back to that the doctor had given her 2 to 4 weeks. And I had to come and see her to let her know that what she had meant to me and that she is loved and cherished by all of us. When I came, she was watching videos on a laptop with my kids. My husband had posted some videos with songs, and she, you can see her smile when she sees the kids smiling or doing some kind of activity. I noticed that she could watch the videos from a distance, and so we had put the songs in hymns and hymns with lyrics that you can sing along with, and we started singing with her, and she could sing along watching the lyrics. Now from there, Auntie Nora said she has been memorizing some verses before she became bedridden, and that she had handwritten some verses. And it was about, when I looked at it, it was several pages. It was about 1 to 9 weeks of handwritten, three verses or four verses per week, and she was memorizing them. Seeing that she's still able to see afar, we decided to print out the verses that she was trying to memorize and put her up on the wall so she can continue to memorize them. We know that she is not able to move around or use her arms, but she can, she can see from afar. Hoping that while seeing those verses, she can meditate and prepare herself, and also that hoping that those verses can show her that we love her. We had sent out messages to our cousins to print out pictures for her to see, so when she wakes up and if somebody's there, but if she wakes up in the middle of the night, she can see something on the wall, pictures of us smiling at her. We will truly miss Tita. It just seems so surreal. Even as we are preparing yesterday and today, we're missing that extra person walking around and her voice saying, "Oh, I like the color of your lipstick. I like that dress, maybe I can try that next time." Or, "Can I try that scarf?" Or, "Let's go, we're late for church." She was that extra sunlight or extra voice that we hear, encouraging us and getting us through. So we will miss her, but we know that we will see her one day.
Amen.